Rampaging AK-47 wielding herdsmen have continued to unleash terror on farming communities in different states, destroying property and killing scores.
The herdsmen have repeatedly attacked Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Nasarawa, Kogi, Ondo, and some south and southeastern states, the latest of which is the killing of 32 persons in Nasarawa. Until recently, many had accused government of being too slow in its response to the violence that has sometimes seen entire families wiped out by the killer herdsmen or bandits.
Nigerians want government to find a lasting solution to the herdsmen menace in the country and end tales of bloodshed by these dangerous herdsmen who have a place on the international terror list.
Okay, with us is in the studio security consultant Oladende Ariyo. Good morning, and it's always good to see you.
Nice to see you, really. Yeah.
Well, many people have said the security situation in this country might just be the undoing of this government that doesn't seem, in their view, to be taking this as seriously as it should.
Well, they are very right. You don't need a matrix to benchmark to understand that as far as security is concerned, this government has not done well. And I say this without fear. Okay? At a forum lately, I told them that it's not the best time to be IG or head of any security agency in Nigeria. So when I saw the call that the head should be removed, I was just laughing because removing them will not make any difference. They don't work in isolation. The IG has DIGs and AIGs who work with him. They regularly meet to review policies and the framework they're working with. Ditto with the Army, Air Force, and Navy people. You know, they always work, together. The question now is, why are things, why have we had things going this way? And it's because the man who is at the helm of affairs, who we all look forward to as our leader, as our father, is largely not very forthcoming as far as this is concerned. There has been no landmark statement from the president on all of these things. Even if it won't mean what you will say, you need to have said something that will really drive people, motivate, encourage, and assure people, and allay their affairs.
And inspire them.
And inspire people, God bless you. But it's all been very lethargic all around and about Mr. President. And I'm not
exactly
happy.
Do we expect Mr. President to say? According to him, it's not just about talking or making noise. It's about getting intelligence from his security chiefs, and based on the information they give him, he's able to take decisions.
The first step when crisis happens in any human community is for the leader to come out, address them, giving them assurance and letting them feel that it's concerned, okay? That will be the first step. Whatever counter action that you're not going to be taking, they will follow up after that. The consequences of these things are well that you can imagine. On Monday in Abuja, I was in Abuja anyway, and what happened? I saw people who were not armed. I didn't even know who they were, throwing stones, protesting, at police vehicles. It was violent. The policemen were shooting tear gas, they were throwing water cannons, and of course, gunfire too was there. These people were not armed, but they had the audacity to confront the police. And let me tell you, I will not take this too far away as a fallout of the acts of the herdsmen who kill and nobody does nothing to them. Okay? Again, that could be a development from Boko Haram, which has taken almost a decade now and is still ongoing. Whether we like it or not, more groups will still come up, no matter what their grievances are. They will take a cue, and then their courage will be built on all of these things, and what will happen to Nigeria?
Okay. Now, we follow international news and international events in the United States or in Britain or in Germany or in France. When anything happens where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons are killed, we see how the government goes. In fact, the whole state is shut down. Everywhere becomes aware that something happens here. And then we get strong statements from the president, like he was saying. But coming back to Nigeria, it seemed to be an opposite of all. But what really is different here? Is it about the competence of the security agencies, or it is the lack of interest, or what some people say, there's a grand agenda somewhere as far as all of these things are concerned?
Okay, let me take it from the last statement. There's a grand agenda, okay? Now, a few months back, when these things were still very fresh, we were looking at what could have happened. And somebody
On
said...
the 1st of January.
That somebody said there was a grand plan by the North to ensure that the South is not able to feed its people, okay? Because there has been an upsurge in agricultural activities in the South, okay? And that the idea was, go to their farm, let your animals eat up their farm products, and then you murder them. We refuse to believe that. But when you continue, and when you begin to look at the continued attack, you may want to give some credence to that.
But how logical is that? I mean, most of the people at the receiving end of the herdsmen attacks and banditry are actually in the northern part of the country.
I'm not aligning my position. I only said that possibility was expressed.
Perception out there.
Okay, that's one. Now, you look at the way it is now. The middle belt is now being so badly affected. And the political alignment between the North and the Middle Belt has been shaky of late. Do we now say that there's a grand plan to annihilate the Middle Belt or what? Okay? Then you understand that, in particular, the Benue State governor has not been able to work in tandem with the security agencies. The last I heard from him was telling his people, the IDPs, that look, we had expended so much money keeping you guys here to the point of borrowing, and it's not helping his government, that they should go back to their homes and villages and be ready to fight with stones. That's a call for war. Whether we like it or not, Nigeria is fighting several wars on several levels. And I don't think we can carry on like that and enjoy or experience any development.
But have we really tried, when I say we, government, has government tried to get to the root of the why? Why this herdsmen farmers clash in the first place? Is it an economic problem? Is it a political problem? Is it a climate change problem? Which, of course, Mr. President has been trying to draw the attention of the world to. That look, there's climate change. The Lake Chad Basin, for example, is drying up, and nobody is doing anything about it. And the herders have to look for a place for their cattle to drink water, to eat, and all of that, to graze.
Cattle rearing is a pure private business enterprise. Let's establish that fact.
Yes.
Now, the fact that they have challenges does not confer on them the right or the authority to now destroy the livelihood of other people. I was part of a farm project in Delta and Edo State. We sank millions of naira to plant banana and plantain and pineapples. Overnight, cattle invaded the farms. Today, we are left with nothing. Unfortunately for us, we didn't even insure the farms because we didn't think it was necessary. That's an example of what damage and how devastating it can be. Now, desertification is not a new problem. It's been with us for a long time. It's only a reflection of the thoughtlessness of those who have been at the helm of affairs in those states who should have been able to see ahead. We keep talking about leadership and vision. It only shows that we've not really enjoyed visionary leadership who will sit somewhere and project and say, we are here today. In 5-10 years' time, where are we going to be?
This is where we're supposed to be.
And then in doing that, they identify, they use what I call the social analysis. They look at the strengths and the weaknesses. And then, of course, they look at opportunities and then the threats. That way, they can be upfront in profound solution to problems even before they come up.
Yes.
But in this case, it's not been that. How do people now not say, okay, it's a political thing? Because nobody will be happy. You are in Lagos, and you are every day what you read is that people are, they are invading your communities, killing your people, raping their women and abducting them and all of that. It doesn't add up. For crying out loud. And you won't expect the governor of any state to fold his arms. The constitution says they are the chief security officer of their states. So they must do something. Edo State governor just gave them 90 days now.
Yes.
When he said he doesn't want to see anybody parading cattle. Hey, now the Benue State governor, he was pushed to the wall to enact that law. He did the same thing. So what are we talking about?
All right. We have on the front page of the Punch today, we have a picture of the Nigerian military at the African Land Forces Summit. And if you see the posture of the military with all the gadgets and all the exercise they're carrying out, it emits some sense of pride and sense of confidence in the ability of the military and readiness, and ability, and all of that. But when it comes to Benue, Taraba, there are military scattered all over the place, but we don't seem to see them do. Now, taking it away from government, bringing it down to the military itself, is it just about what General Tiwa Danjuma said? He said the military is colluding with these people, or it's about the ability and competence of the military?
Before we go to the military, let's look at the police.
This has gone past beyond the police.
No, I will use the Offer bank robbery example. When that robbery occurred, everybody became experts in analyzing issues that happened. But within 48 hours, the police went into action and they were able to arrest about 12 of the people with hardcore evidences and proofs.
Suspects.
Now, yes. So that will tell you that they have the capacity to, rise up to the occasion.
Yeah.
The same thing with our military. I'm not going to condemn them, neither will I say they are not capable. No, they are well-trained people. And remember that over the years, anytime our people go for peacekeeping operations, they always excel. They always return with accolades and medals and all of that. But the question is, the political will has to be there. They cannot leave their barracks and say, we're going to fight in a particular area or whatever. Somebody must order them to go there. And who is this? The commander-in-chief, through the chief. But you still keep wondering why this has not been given the right attitude it deserves, whereby they can quell the rout once and for all.
And that is on the part of the security forces.
Exactly.
On the part of government, in terms of practically solving this problem, government came up with the idea of ranching. As a matter of fact, Audogbe, the agric minister, has said, if we don't go the way of ranching,
they even said they were importing grass from Brazil.
Oh, let's even leave that.
Okay.
He said, if we don't ranch, the chances of herdsmen attacks escalating in 2019 are very, very high. If government does not do something to upgrade its security and, of course, ensure that ranching is the way to go, according to him.
Yeah.
So, and majority of Nigerians have been crying out, saying, how do you expect us to cede our land and give our land to some private enterprise in the name of ranching or colony? At least he has moved away from using the word colony. Right. Nigerians don't seem, it doesn't seem to go down well with the average Nigerian.
You see,
so what are the options left for government?
It will not go down well with people because there are precedents to look at. The Zarakin Biam example is there.
Yeah.
The Southern Kaduna issue is always there. According to the history that we all read, cattle men came. They asked for land to rear their cattle. The people then gave them land. What happened? They overran the community.
But historically too, Nigeria ran the ranching system, even in the Mambila Plateau.
Yes, we had it
which
there.
Worked.
Again, the fact that those things failed should now not be the reason why other people, Nigerians, should be deprived their life or should be deprived their means of livelihood, for crying out loud. Always bear it at the back of mind that cattle rearing is a private business. We must get that clear. People will, if there are no cows, people will live their lives. Let's not, yes, we cannot be giving precedence or preferences to animals over human beings.
But we forget the economic value that could emanate from
the
this
same
ranching.
economy they are trying to protect will go down when human beings, the population, which is our economic powerhouse, are mauled and destroyed and killed. Remember that one of our staying power here is our population. Okay? Again, when they now begin to create crises everywhere, and people cannot wake up daily, do their businesses, the same economy will collapse. Again, it is not the business of individuals, the farmers now, to ensure that the cattle have grass to eat. No.
It's not the farmers,
Now,
it's the government
wait,
saying states should.
So again, the government has chosen to do that.
Of land,
yes, they should do it within acceptable ambit. You do now impose things on people, they will not take it.
But above all this, do you think that government also in the way, the language of communication, because it seems like when government is saying ranching is the best way, states give land to herdsmen, or sorry, give lands to those who intend to ranch, you know, to ranch when they have to ranch, instead of telling the ranchers or those who have the cattle a word: you have your business, go search for land, buy the land, acquire the land wherever you are, and do your ranching.
Good behavior.
Do you think there's something wrong with that directive where it seems government is speaking for them or speaking to them?
Government is not speaking with the people in mind. Okay. Rather, they are speaking, being protective of the cattle rearers. And like I told you, no governor that is worth his salt will allow that in his territory. If he does, the locals will resist. We are not in the Nigeria of the old, where government can shove things down the people's throats. We have been emancipated. Please, they should get that clear. Otherwise, what happened on Monday should never have happened. And I mean, I was really scared because it could escalate to something else. I mean, may it not happen that the different ethnic groups or religious groups should rise up in arms against the government for whatever reason. And these are the possibilities that government is creating.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
we have to leave it here
see
now.
why that should be allowed.
Okay.
It's 8:55.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Oladeyinde Ario, security practitioner. Thank you for coming on the program.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.